So what happens when a young, curious grad student leaves the safety of his university and walks right into one of the most dangerous housing projects in America? Well, his goal was to just collect some data, but his project was about to become a crash course in survival.
Now, I want you to imagine this. You're being held hostage by a group of armed gang members. What do you do? Well, this sociology student decided to ask them this exact question. It's a question that honestly should have gotten him killed, but instead, it completely changed his life, and it challenged everything we thought we knew about urban poverty.
All right, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off at the University of Chicago. This is a world of books, of data, of abstract theories. You know, a real ivory tower, but it's standing just a few blocks away from a reality that was a complete world apart. And here's our protagonist, a young Sudhir Venkatesh, back in 1989. He was completely fascinated by the very communities his professors were telling him to stay away from. Where they saw danger, he saw these complex lives that were just waiting to be understood. He was driven by what's been called an oversized curiosity and an undersized sense of fear. And you can really see the gap Sudhir was feeling right here. On one side, you've got the academic world. It's clean, it's safe, it's all about statistics and abstract data. And on the other side, the street. It's all about reality, real people, real danger, and lived experiences that you just can't capture with numbers alone. So Sudhir wanted to do a type of research called ethnography, which basically means learning about people by actually living with them, by observing and participating. But, his professor had other ideas. His first big assignment, a super rigid multiple-choice survey designed to keep the real world at a nice, safe academic distance. So there he is, armed with his clipboard and his survey. Sudhir walks into a building in the notorious Lake Park housing projects. He's all by himself on a cold Saturday afternoon, totally ready to turn real life into neat, clean, quantifiable data. The second he stepped inside, that sterile world of academia just vanished. The reality was this sensory overload, a dark, wet hallway, the reek of urine and smoke, and this feeling of danger that no textbook on earth could ever prepare you for. He wasn't alone for very long. Almost immediately, a group of young men emerged from the shadows and surround him. Their question was simple, direct, and definitely not friendly. "What are you doing here, man?" And just like that, things escalated. A hand grabs his shoulder. They think he's a member of a rival Mexican gang. And then, a gun comes out. Sudhir's little research project had just turned into a full-blown hostage situation. So picture this. He's trapped in a stairwell. He's not a student anymore. To them, he's Julio, a spy from an enemy gang. And he's forced to listen, absolutely terrified, as they start debating what to do with him, casually talking about the shootout they expect when his gang comes looking for him. So, this is the moment. He's cornered. He's terrified. What does he do? He does what he knows. He falls back on his training as a researcher, and he pulls out his clipboard. And then he does something just unbelievable. He reads the very first question from his survey, multiple choice options and all. How does it feel to be black and poor? Very bad, somewhat bad, neither bad nor good, somewhat good, or very good. The sheer absurdity of that question in that moment to the very men holding him at gunpoint. It was just so ridiculous that it completely broke the tension. They just exploded in hysterical laughter. Now, it wasn't exactly friendly laughter, but hey, it was a lot better than a bullet. And then, just as suddenly, the laughter stopped. The leader of the gang showed up, a man named JT. He walks in, takes one look at this completely bizarre scene, and immediately takes control. JT calmly takes the survey from Sudhir, looks it over, and then he delivers a critique more devastating than anything an academic panel could ever come up with. With that one simple question, he just completely dismantles Sudhir's whole approach. He wasn't just questioning the survey, he was questioning the whole idea of studying people from a distance. So JT leaves with a simple order to his men: watch him. And for the next 24 hours, Sudhir was a prisoner in that cold concrete stairwell. He was just forced to listen as the men drank and talked and just lived their lives all around him. When JT finally came back the next morning, he let Sudhir go, but he also offered him something way more valuable than freedom. It was an invitation disguised as advice. He basically said, if you really want to learn about us, stop asking stupid questions. Just hang out, watch, learn what we actually do. Okay, now most of us would have run and never, ever looked back. But Sudhir's curiosity was just bigger than his fear. So he went to a store, bought a 6-pack of beer, and walked right back into that same building. JT was amused, maybe even a little impressed by his nerve. He took the beer, and with that one simple phrase, "All right, this brother wants to hang, let him hang," Sudhir's decade-long journey inside the world of the Black Kings street gang had officially begun. So Sudhir threw his survey right in the trash. He just started showing up, watching, listening, and what he discovered was that this gang was something way more complex than just a simple criminal organization. He pretty quickly saw that they were basically acting like a kind of local government. Yeah, they sold drugs, but they also organized basketball tournaments, they provided security for tenants, they settled arguments between neighbors, and they even funded parties for the kids. They were completely woven into the fabric of the community. And this table here, it just lays it all out perfectly. When you break it down, the gang was actually replicating the core functions of a state. They collected taxes from illegal businesses, they policed their own territory, they provided social services, and they had their own system of justice. They were filling a huge vacuum left by the official institutions that had, for the most part, just abandoned these residents. But, and this is a really important but, this was not some benevolent government. Their order was built on a foundation of violence and pure intimidation. Anyone who challenged their authority, who didn't pay their taxes, or who disrespected their rules, well, they were dealt with brutally. This was about control, not charity. So, Sudhir's unbelievable journey leaves us with this powerful and honestly pretty unsettling question. In a community where the state is basically absent, is a gang that provides order just a criminal plague? Or is it something more complex, like a shadow government born out of necessity? It really forces you to ask, what is the true nature of power when it grows in the cracks of a broken system?